Another assessment tool that's good to use initially with clients that you can is have them identify, and particularly what we're looking for is adults, but this could be used with adolescents, adolescents and older, I think. So what is helpful is just to identify the times in life from their birth that they can remember all the way through to their current state. And they would literally label, like, there could have been, a death of a grandparent or a parent. There could be divorce in the family, which could, potentially be low, or maybe that's good. The client decides that. But we get them to look at this, and then what can be helpful is to just discuss it and discuss where they are and how it's affected them. How did that impact them today in terms of their relationships and where they see themselves going in the future? Another thing that can be used with a timeline once they've discussed this, and I realize the one that I've given you here is not very detailed and also not very rocky, because they certainly can be. And you'd want to get them to write on there, again, the things we talked about, such as divorce or the death, or, a high point, getting married or having a kid, getting a promotion or finding a great job. All that stuff can be written on the board and so forth. But what can also be helpful here is looking kind of chapters of life and being able to say, hey, it looks like those first 20 years, was a bad chapter. It sounds like there was, a lot of abuse, or there was a lot of, neglect, or maybe addiction in the family, or what have you. And maybe the chapter from 20 to 30, chapter 2 is, was not as bad. Maybe you felt like you made some progress, and now, what are we doing with chapter 3? And, perhaps wherever you are, it depends on however you want to word that with clients, and help clients word that for you, is say, let's begin writing this next chapter here in the counseling session. And start kind of developing a vision for where you want to go. I read something not long ago which was pretty inspiring, that said, hey, let's stop observing reality and start creating our own reality. And I think if anybody took the time to look at some of the stuff that they really envisioned and then took steps to work for, that they actually did kind of create the reality that they wanted, you could say. So that's what kind of looking at the life timeline and then maybe talking about chapters can be very helpful in the counseling process, and also kind of assess what kind of events may have impacted where they are today.